What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking all things Call of Duty 2025, as just recently a ton of new details surfaced that you don't want to miss out on. Definitely stay tuned. But I'm aware Black Ops 6 isn't even halfway done with its life cycle yet. Season 3 is reportedly dropping at the end of March, so if you're like, wait, DK, how are we already talking about the next Call of Duty? Well, like I said before, there's a ton of new information that I really wanted to discuss here in a video before things inevitably get busy with the upcoming marketing for the third season. So as far as when they could reveal the next Black Ops installment, here's what I'm thinking, right? We got an Xbox Showcase event last June for Black Ops 6. It was an awesome sit down with all the devs from Treyarch going through each and every game mode, and that was done pretty well. I was down for a new type of format with revealing a brand new Call of Duty title, but there might be a specific date they end up going with. However, before I jump into that, I do want to mention that there are some massive games releasing at the end of this year. Elder Scrolls could be dropping a new game later in the summer, whereas Grand Theft Auto 6 may also be dropping at some point in the fall. And you can bet that even though those aren't first-person shooters, Activision's gonna really want to make sure they hit things out of the park with this next game, keeping engagement as high as possible while other big games out there are also releasing massive updates. So on top of winning people's trust back who may have left the franchise or got frustrated with it, they're going to want to make sure that they probably get the PR back in more of a positive state with Call of Duty before announcing a new game. The thing is though, on June 19th, 2025, that was the day Menendez actually released the Cortes Dia video over on YouTube according to the Black Ops 2 campaign, so you can bet Treyarch will at least acknowledge those events on June 19th in real life, a couple of months away from now. But how perfect would it be if they actually revealed the next Call of Duty on that day as well? That would be nothing short of perfect, and I would hope to see at least something teased regarding what could be a futuristic Black Ops 2 sequel in the form of a campaign, which as of now rumors suggest is going to be releasing. We'll circle back to some of those campaign leaks later in this video, but around a couple of months ago it was also rumored that some type of wall running mechanic would also be incorporated on top of Omnimovement within Black Ops 2025, or what we're gonna call Black Ops 7. That obviously won't be the name of the game unless it is, and we don't know yet, but that's gonna be crazy to think about because we were already questioning whether or not Omnimovement would remain a staple for Call of Duty in the next couple of years. Will they keep building on top of it, or will they just strip it clean and do some new movement altogether with the next few titles? Lots of questions with what direction they're actually going to take things in, but just around a day ago, insider The Ghost of Hope, who has accurately reported on a number of Call of Duty details before, did suggest that apparently last gen is still going to be supported with COD 2025. That would mean a number of different things, which I'll also address in a future Warzone video, but it does look like the game itself could theoretically still be held back to an extent if, let's say, developers have to keep last gen in mind when working on the game, whether it's an amount of maps or weaponry or different gameplay systems that might only work well on current gen and PC, not necessarily last gen hardware, even if another studio tackles the responsibility of porting the game backwards to an older platform. But the wall running would obviously take things to another level and bring us back to more of a futuristic type of Call of Duty without exactly bringing us jetpacks. Funny enough though, I do feel like the TMNT Ooze event that's currently live in BO6 kind of gives us an idea as to what jetpacks would kind of be like when you're in that turtle power mode. And of course, enjoy some grind gameplay in the background because it's only fitting. That map originated from Black Ops 2, and we're talking about a BO2 sequel here in this video. You'll also see some D1.3 sector gameplay. That's another futuristic launcher that got added into BO6. But speaking of maps, Insider Gaming did report a number of months ago that supposedly a ton of classic maps from Black Ops 2 2012 would be making a return inside of COD 2025, probably something similar to what we saw with MW3 last year, where the game launched with the entire remastered collection of MW209 maps. Not saying they're going to do the exact same thing again with this Call of Duty, but I think both MW209 and Black Ops 2 have both been heavily requested to be faithfully remastered, and because we're in the Warzone era now, I don't think that we'll ever see classic one-to-one remasters of those games, but the closest to remasters would just be reimagining all of those original MP maps and bringing them into some of the newer titles, which we've already seen. So regardless of how they remaster classic BO2 maps, I think it's inevitable that in a futuristic realistic BO2 sequel, we'll see a ton of multiplayer maps that were either available at launch in BO2 or were released through map packs over the course of 2012 and 2013. We also know Yemen is a point of interest in the rumored scrapped Warzone Avalon map that could always make its way into Black Ops 7 multiplayer, or let's say Avalon does end up dropping for Outbreak or Battle Royale, we'll probably see that map again through that. Now, while on the topic of maps, I also want to point out how interesting it was that during the June showcase of Black Ops 6, in the background of a developer's monitor, you could see Nuketown 2025 in the lobby. It could very easily be a placeholder for what ended up being the real Nuketown we have in Black Ops 6, which is a 1-to-1 remaster of the BO1 version. But why was Nuketown 2025 selected as that placeholder? It could have been the Cold War version, or even BO4 or BO3. How convenient is it that it was actually Nuketown 2025, which we know is probably going to get remastered for the upcoming Black Ops 7 in the form of, let's say, Nuketown 2030 or Nuketown 2035 or something. Now, what's also really interesting is, according to data miner Reality UK, there's 3 other operators that were found in the Black Ops 6 files that are apparently tied to COD 2025. These operator codenames include Maroon, Azure, and even Yellow. So the color codenames are clearly placeholders, but could these be representing possible pre-order bonus operator skins that we're going to be able to earn by pre-ordering the game in the next few months? Or could this be a set of operator rewards that we can earn for free by completing a challenge event in the future or something? We don't actually know, but don't forget that the level 1000 reward inside of BO6 is Agent Samuels, a character that played a minor role in the original BO2 campaign, who I guess is going to return in the next COD. If that's not the case, then it remains to be seen why this operator was just randomly thrown into Black Ops 6, who of course doesn't play any actual role in the 90s campaign of BO6. But like I said before too, certain operators being in the game doesn't necessarily mean that those operators are canon in the actual experience. They're sometimes just there for gameplay purposes. Now, another big topic of discussion is carry forward. Since we got to see this at least once with Modern Warfare 3, I don't think we'll see this again after what could be this Black Ops 7 experience. I think they'll at least give both Modern Warfare and Black Ops an opportunity each to have some type of carry forward option. Just for the sake of allowing it, I don't think it'll be a reoccurring theme ever again. Like I said, the only exception will be Warzone, which will allow you to use a couple of Call of Duty's worth of content in one single experience. We saw 3 CODs integrated with Warzone 1, and we're about to be on the 4th COD with Warzone 2. But apart from multiplayer, I think it's real likely that we'll end up seeing a big carry forward option with all of our perks, upgrades, augments, and even gobblegums in the next iteration of Zombies. We talked more about Zombies in last night's video, and I'll of course make separate zombie videos in the next couple of days, of course. But here's where things get a little interesting. Now, I made a video around, I want to say a week and a half ago, talking about free bundles that you can claim thanks to the brand new Call of Duty Recon Squad. That is a new feature that Activision just announced, allowing players to provide feedback about the game regardless of how much they've played, in exchange for some earn points that they can redeem for various cosmetics, whether it's blueprints, operator skins, other bundle items, gobblegums, XP tokens. Now, it is an invite-only group, and there's no telling when any of us are going to get emails with an invitation. You won't see a pop-up in-game, but what's really important about the surveys that were sent out to people is the information it provided about progression and even events. So starting with progression, it gives players an example of different prestige models, the classic one that we have in Black Ops 6, the version of seasonal prestige that we saw with Cold War and even Modern Warfare 3 recently, whereas it also explained a combination of both. And it really does seem like the reason why that question was asked is because we're going to be seeing a slightly different progression system in Black Ops 7 than what we saw in Black Ops 6. The way I see it, the survey may have given us an early preview of what progression to expect in the next Black Ops game, which I believe could be a hybrid of Black Ops 6 and MW3 with the addition of a prestige shop where we can earn a free in-game currency and exchange that for some other free cosmetics that are hopefully valuable and competitive with some of the paid cosmetics in the game. But regardless of any of that, somebody who reached out to Detonated who wanted to remain anonymous also informed us, as I mentioned in that video, that camel rewards were also mentioned. I think Activision knows 100% that those are really popular rewards in Modern Warfare 3, far more popular than any operator skins or blueprints, any cosmetics. So the reason they didn't bring those back into Black Ops 6 is a big question mark. The only thing I can think of is they're either saving as much juice as they can for COD 2025 to ensure the game is as popular as can be, or some people in suits said, hey, less people were playing the Sledgehammer MW3 experience, we let them go all out. More people are playing Infinity Ward and Treyarch CODs, you have more corporate oversight over those games, and for some reason, they just don't allow flashier rewards to be unlocked that way. They want to make sure people are grinding just the mastery camos to start. Who really knows? Again, I'm just theorizing here, but I think it's more likely that they're going to be saving the best rewards possible for the next Call of Duty installment. Now, to end this video, I just want to recap for you guys, in case you missed, the LA Focus Group leaks, which did surface back in October, which apparently contained a ton of details about Black Ops 7. So according to the rumors, the Black Ops 7 campaign is set in 2035 following the events of BO2, with informational warfare being a focus and a big emphasis on espionage being explored throughout the single player. When it comes to multiplayer, additional classic maps and modes are going to be returning, including uplink and even gunfight. Perks are apparently now shared with what appears to be a new networked perk mechanic. Not really sure what that means there, but as far as zombies goes, as we'll talk more about in a separate video, and as I did discuss in yesterday's video, there's apparently going to be a big 8-player round-based experience, which I feel like is something more to do with Outbreak, featuring a transportation system, as well as other experiences like Griefed and the ability to craft armor, hit the wall buys, or even the mystery box. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on everything we know so far about Call of Duty 2025? How are you feeling about what apparently are Black Ops 7 operators in the BO6 files? How do you feel about the return of classic BO2 multiplayer maps? And also, what are your thoughts on that survey that popped up, which may have given us a hint as to what we could expect with next year's progression system? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.